This is Golf News kicking back. I'm joined by Sham and Nick to discuss the day's action, where Robert Lewandowski scored his first World Cup goal as Poland earned a crucial win over Saudi Arabia that leaves Group C wide open. Now, Poland ran out 2-0 winners, but Sham, Saudi Arabia will feel, I think, very disappointed for not getting something from this match. They created so many chances, and of course, they missed that first half penalty as well, didn't they?
You're spot on, Imran. Actually, Saudi Arabia ran the game for the better part of it. In fact, but at several points or several phases of the match, you see all the Poland players in their half. Such was the Saudi dominance, and but I kind of felt that they didn't have the same intensity as the Argentina match. Because they were not taking too many first timers, and also they were losing the ball far too easily in the last or the final third of the pitch, really. But still, I think Saudi Arabia gave a good fight. They gave a good account of themselves, and they can be very proud of their performance.
Yeah, they certainly can be proud. But Nick, when you've won a penalty kick like they did, and obviously, the only person who was going to take that penalty was, what's his name, Salem Al-Dasri, who scored that screamer against Argentina. There's only going to be one man. He put the ball down. But do you know what? He didn't look very confident. I think there was a long time between the penalty kick actually being taken when he put the ball down. Do you think, the pressure got to him obviously there? It wasn't the best of penalties. It was a decent save by Chesney, but he should have scored that, shouldn't he?
Well, firstly, I'm not sure if it was a penalty. You know, if those little knocks are going to create a penalty, we're going to have so many penalties going forward. You know, I can't believe a brush of the leg and he's hit by a gunshot from the stands or whatever. He just died. It was and something to look forward to. Look at moving forward. Slow motion always makes it look worse, but unless you're Messi, surely you've got to just hit it hard, put the laces through, because it was a lightweight penalty. But what a great save from the follow-up, by the way. But hit it hard, then it's got a better chance. You know, at the moment, goalies seem to have a 50-50 chance at times with a decent dive one way or the other. But put the laces through it. That's my recommendation.
I agree. I just love a well-struck penalty into the roof of the net. I don't like all this nonsense when the players are eyeing the goalkeepers, waiting for them to move first, and then just rolling the ball just straight down the middle. Normally, oftentimes, players end up missing like we saw today. But Lewandowski missed a penalty against Mexico the other day. But today he was finally on the score sheet. That's his very first goal for Poland. He's got 77 international goals, but he was clearly very emotional with that goal. But Nick, look, we've been talking about players like Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar, Harry Kane before the World Cup tournament started. We weren't really talking about Lewandowski because Poland aren't really that stronger team to win it. But he's off and running now, and we all know what a threat he is in front of goal. Do you think he can lead the team into the last 16?
Yeah, of course. Poland are strong. It's all coming to that third match of the group. As has proved, you've got to play your 3 rounds, so don't get excited with one game or whatever. So I think Poland have got a decent shot, and they were, I don't think they quite deserved a 2-0 win against Saudi. Saudi was strong, give them credit, but there's some momentum there for Poland. So let's wait for their next match.
Yeah, they're in a great position now. They're on 4 points. It's in their own hands. They're unbeaten now in their opening 2 World Cup games for the first time since, I think, the '86 tournament. Sham, they're not a spectacular team, we know that, but they're quietly going about their business, aren't they?
No, I beg to disagree there, simply because I didn't find them impressive at all. If you look at, they were okay. They got the first goal in, and they narrowly escaped being equalized. And if you look at that Lewandowski goal, it's a huge defensive blunder, isn't it? Otherwise, you wouldn't have got that ball. Abdul Malik didn't see him lurking behind. Not just that, he failed to stop the ball before and handing it on a platter to Lewandowski. And of course, to Lewandowski's credit, he's used to burying these kind of goals. You don't give that kind of goals to with the balls to Lewandowski. So, but constructively, the game, the linkages were hardly what you call imaginative, or I think it's just basically partly due to Saudi Arabia's inexperience. They were able to get their way, but the kind of dominance that Saudi had, I think Poland were lucky to get away with the win today.
Yeah, now look, Saudi Arabia, they're still in a good position, having won their very first game. They know if they beat Mexico in their last game, they're going to make it to the round of 16. I personally believe that they can do that. I've been very impressed with them, not with their technical side of the game, just purely with their heart and their desire and their spirit, their fighting spirit. You know, they never give in. Nick, do you think that they're good enough to get out the group?
I'd like to think so. It's the passion we saw in the match one. Let's see the next match, and you know, when the third match of each league group comes up, you know, it's do or die. So there's been a bit of defensive play throughout all the groups, but when it's the last match, do or die, they're going to go for it. And let's wish them luck. They've had a great victory over Argentina, and let's wish them all the best in their final group match.
Yeah, that would be good. Let's see how they get on. Right, so all to play for in Group C. Meanwhile, tonight in Group D, the match has just finished between France and Denmark. France were bidding to become the first team to book their places in the knockout stages of the World Cup. Denmark had beaten them twice actually this year, as I mentioned the other day in the Nations League. But France have won the latest battle by 2-1, and it was that man, Kylian Mbappe again, who did all the damage, as he did the other day against Australia in that 4-1 win. He got 2 goals today. Sham, they're becoming a bit of a one-man team, aren't they, France, with Mbappe?
It would seem so, but the plus point there is every time Mbappe got the ball, he looked like scoring. You know, it was almost like the days of Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi in their prime. Every time he got the ball, you knew that something is going to happen. So that is the kind of impact he had. But you are absolutely right. Giroud was completely, off color, and rightly so. He was substituted. So also the rest of the guys, even who replaced him here, he also didn't seem to do well. The new striker there, and Griezmann, as usual, has been having a very quiet. I believe he went through 10 matches without scoring, but I think he did some spade work for up front, and I think he was instrumental for the second goal as well. So Griezmann is doing all right, but like you said, scoring-wise, they're completely or totally reliant on Kylian Mbappe. But France will have a problem the day when Mbappe have it the day off.
That's a very good point there, Sham. Nick, look, we know Mbappe was one of the stars of the World Cup in 2018 in Russia. He's already got 3 goals now and 1 assist, and he's got to be fancying his chances of winning that Golden Boot now, surely, won't he?
He's only 23 years old, you know, following his goal against in the first match against Australia, wasn't it? The 4-1 win, yeah. And then the 2 today. He's quite an athlete. He can easily be not only the Golden Boot winner, but the star of the tournament, I think. I'm a huge fan. And he's working well with Griezmann. And it's not just, in my opinion, a one-man show. It needs support. It needs team influence to put him in that position. And to me, so far, Mbappe is the star. But, you know, only 2 games gone. They need 7 to win. So a long way to go. But Mbappe is certainly mine to watch so far.
He's doing really well, but keep a lookout for Giroud. He needs 1 more goal to become France's all-time top goal scorer. He's level right now with Thierry Henry. He was substituted today. He didn't really have much of an impact, but going forward, you can clearly see Giroud's probably gonna get in front, get his nose in front. Let's have a quick chat about yesterday's late game, England against the USA. A lot was expected of Gareth Southgate's team after they dismantled Iran 6-2 in their first match. But to be honest, I thought, I had a feeling this would be their first real test. Iran really didn't put much of a fight. the Americans certainly did, and I think we got away with that, to be honest, Nick. I mean, it was a 0-0 draw in the end, but the closest that the two teams came was when Pulisic had that shot which hit the crossbar. Could have lost that very easily, 1-0. I don't think it was the right team selection. I've written about this already today. We had that game against Iran just a few days earlier. It was a good chance to give the likes of Foden, Grealish, even Henderson, starting positions in the team, and rest people like Sterling and maybe even Kane could have had a little rest. And Declan Rice, I think, probably should have had a little rest. But what did you make of that performance yesterday, Nick? Disappointing, wasn't it, really?
Very much. Maybe Southgate wanted to keep that momentum, that energy, but it just wasn't there. But a draw against US, it still puts us obviously in prime position with Wales to play and the final game. But it was disappointing. Southgate tried to put a positive on it. I think he was the only one who kind of felt that way. But credit to the USA. They delivered well, and we're okay. A draw is a draw. Keep that momentum going, and we've still got the England shirt behind you, flying high, Imran.
I'll stay up there, Nick. No worries. Listen, Charm, America have got 2 draws now. They drew 1-1 against Wales. They were unlucky there. They conceded a late penalty, which Gareth Bale tucked away. And yesterday against England, they were the better team. I mean, they could be on 6 points right now. They're on 2. They've got to play Iran in their last match. It's going to be an interesting battle. Do you think they can make the last 16?
I think they can put it past Iran on the strength of yesterday's performance. I think they have it in them to beat Iran. But Iran, like we saw in the second game, they have improved a lot, and they are they'll be quite a challenge. But I still think USA will win 1-0 against Iran.
Oh, 1-0 win, tight battle it seems. All right, let's see. Right, tomorrow we've got 4 more games. A couple of very interesting ones because of purely the first round of fixtures. Japan are playing Costa Rica. Now, we probably wouldn't have even talked about this game, but because Japan have caused one of the biggest surprises of the World Cup by beating Germany, and because Costa Rica was so poor against Spain, they lost 7-0. How do you boys see this one going, Nick? Japan and Costa Rica, do you fancy the Japanese?
Of course, Japan had a great victory in the first of their group matches, and I can see, it's the other match that's more dynamic, Germany, that you'll touch on in a minute. They need a win, but I think Japan can get their second win, and that takes them through, correct?
Yeah. Sham, do you think Japan they'll be full of confidence after they beat Germany. Completely unexpected result, but they'll be playing Costa Rica, who are going to be, in a really low ebb, having conceded so many goals. I mean, in a World Cup game, you're losing 4-0, 3-0, 4-0. You just try to shut shop and not concede anymore. But they let 7 in. The morale must be really low, and they'd be probably quite nervous about facing the Japan tomorrow after the way they played against Germany, won't they?
It could work both ways, Imran, simply because Costa Rica lost 7-0. That means their morale would be very, very bad. But on the other hand, this is also an opportunity to show them that they are better than that, and that they just had an off day. So, but they are running into Japan, who are high on confidence. So that is going to be an explosive encounter, I think. But I think Japan might win this 2-0 or 2-1.
That should be a very good one. But yeah, as Nick just said, the big one of tomorrow, it's Spain against Germany. Now, Spain, as we just said, have scored 7 in the first game. They've got a brand new young team doing really well. Germany have also got a new look team, also quite young, but they've lost their first one. And if they lose tomorrow, they're going to be out of the World Cup again, Charm. Do you think are they facing another early elimination from the World Cup, just like they did in Russia 4 years ago?
I think that will spill into the third game of the group, simply because Spain won 7-0, Germany lost first match, but I will never ever write the Germans off. But
you have to be a brave man to write the Germans off.
Because for times without number, I have seen them come back in the World Cup and the Euros. They have come back from the dead several times. So I mean, you look at 74 against Johan Cruyff's team when they conceded in the very first minute. They came back and won that final, and that was the tournament they lost the first match against East Germany. So these are instances which show the fighting spirit of or the never say die spirit of the West Germany at that point of time. Not just that, in 1994, 86, I think, not 86, it was Mexico, where Mexico, where was it? No, they lost against, no, not just that. I getting the years mixed up. They lost, no, even 86, yeah. 86, they lost to Algeria in the first game, 2-1, and then they came back, they reached the final where they lost to Italy and the Polo Rossi in the final. So these are instances which tell you that you could never write these Germans off. I mean, I can tell you a lot more instances where Germany has really come back. Even the Maradona's Argentina, when they beat them 3-2, they were up 3-0, I think, at one point of time. And Karl-Heinz Rummenigge came back, and the margin came down to 2-2, and before they won 3-2. So, and I think, if I remember right, I'm not too sure whether it went into extra time. I'm not too sure. But again, that is another instance of Germany coming back from the dead. So I will never, ever write Germany off. So, but tomorrow's game against Spain, I think it will be much close. And my prediction for that game would be a 1-1 draw.
Oh, a draw. Going for a draw. Yeah. Nick, what do you reckon? A win, lose, or a draw for Germany?
Well, it's the game of the day, and it's when the World Cup comes alive, where people are going home. But I think Spain would like to see Germany go home, one of the pre-favourites, one of the stalwarts of the World Cup. And I see Spain. It's a late one. We all got to watch it. So I go for Spain by the odd goal.
Oh, I've also got a sneaky feeling that Spain are looking quite good, but as Shyam says, you can't write off the Germans. There's 2 more games tomorrow, Belgium against Morocco and Croatia against Canada. We're going to be back tomorrow night to see how all the teams got on. In the meantime, head to golfnews.com for all the latest news and catch us on our social media channels. That's all from us. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.